You see what's happening. It is Monday, December 29th, and we're talking college hoops, and we have 58 games on the slate here. You can see me scroll through them for you. Look at all those games right there, beautiful matchups. So we got ranked teams playing, good stuff. We are back, baby. We took some plays yesterday. Here's what we took. Those plays right there, Winthrop, Columbia, Colgate, Charleston Southern, Pacific, Ellen. Loyola Merrimack covered nicely. I know Charleston Southern outright winner as a 13.5 dog on the road at that. Good stuff, numbers. Uh, yeah, so good stuff overall. I believe let me check on the what did Winthrop do? Winthrop lost by 30. I do know that. They started off very slow. Columbia only won by like 8. Colorado and Northern Colorado hit the over. So overall we went 1, 2, 3, 4. We went 3 and 3 on the day, right? I believe that's what it is. Or 3 and 4. 3 and 4. Whatever. So you see it. If you want that, you want spreadsheets, or you just want to come join the chat, it's all there for you. All you gotta do is go over to betterbay.com or right there. Simple. So easy stuff. Enough of that. 58 games for today, not yesterday. Today, 58 games. Let's get to the first one right now. Okay, so we have our 58 games. We're going to split these in groups of 9, 10-ish. You know how to do things around here. If you're not, you'll catch on quickly. Trust me. I explain it nicely. You'll see. So the first game we have is at 1 p.m. Eastern, because Penn State's playing a 1 p.m. game on a Monday of New Year's week. I guess that makes sense. Everyone's still out of school, whatever. So we have NC Central, Penn State. You look at this, you see, we look for green v red matchups. That's the main thing. We look at offense versus defense. Simple as that. Offense versus defense, rating versus defense. You see that. It makes sense, right? If we're looking for inside scoring, we're looking for points in the paint to be high. It all matches up nicely. So sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. So that's how it works. That's betting for you. So we look at this. This game's a pass from the get. I'm going to tell you right now, because Penn State being a power program, they're Penn State. They're one of the big time schools, is absolutely the second worst team in the country at defending the 3. How are you so bad? I just broke the sheet. Let me fix that. See, it's a live spreadsheet. I made these myself from scratch. So it's a Google Sheet for all my sports. And 361 is the 5th worst or 4th worst team in the country shooting 3. So that's a lovely matchup. We go that versus that. There's a 30 difference. That's kind of a push. This versus this. This is a lean to Penn State inside scoring. But they don't really focus too much on inside. We want a team in the top 100 when it comes to points in the paint. And they're not that. They are close, which means they still do decent, but the fact that they're so bad at everything else, I can't touch this. This is a 24.5 point spread too. Absolutely no chance of hell I would touch this. We move to the next game. So you see how we can roll through the games quickly? Now I'm gonna go a lot faster. Ready? Buckle up. So, and I talk fast as it is. I know this. You need to slow the video down, change the speed, or just rewind. It's all there for you. So you got this versus this. This is gonna be defense. That versus that, clearly defense. Clearly defense. That is defense. That's defense. So now we have 4 defensive things between our 2-point and our 3-point shooting, which is 2 of the 3 ways to score. The third being free throws, which I don't put free throws on it because they're pretty similar throughout the country. So it's not enough to me really put it on there. So looking at this, Merrimack is Sacred Heart is a 1.5 point favorite at home. Well, defensively, we see that it is a 140.5 total. Do we want to take an over? Well, no, because they're scoring 134, defensively giving up 132. So we have a 134 to 132 window. That's the window they're scoring in on average in the last 5 games combined. They're at 140. That's up here. I'm taking the under. See how that works? We have a 6-point cushion. That's beautiful stuff. We love cushions around here. So if we can get the window with a cushion, we're good stuff. And now if they play within their window, which typically they should, but sometimes they don't, hopefully they play worse. So under 140.5. And on top of that, Merrimack is the 3rd slowest team in the country when it comes to pace, which you absolutely love for an under. You love to see those. They don't shoot inside mainly, so they're taking more difficult shots from 3, which is they are both top 103 in the country at stopping the 3. I love the under here. 104. We're moving on. Next. Delaware versus Missouri State. You see things like this. There's no green on the screen. So if you want to quickly tell if there's any key matchups or you should pass on it, you see this. We look for strong green versus strong red. That's the good stuff. That's the prime rib. That's the Wagyu right there we look for. This is like, I don't know. When they sell them steaks at Dollar Tree? You've seen those things? I don't think that's real meat. That's like ostrich ankles. I don't know what that meat is. So we pass on games like this. No thanks. Moving on to big time school. Illinois versus Southern. Illinois, 38 versus 321. That's a nice advantage for Illinois. Now, it is Illinois, so they're going to be a 32.5 point favorite. That's a lot. That versus that is almost a push. It's only 30 spots different. That versus that, clearly Illinois defense. This versus this, clearly Illinois. That's a push. So we have 2 clear leans and 2 pushes. That doesn't help much, especially when the fact that They don't focus on points in the paint. Illinois does a lot of three-point shooting. They get a lot of their points outside the paint, which means your mid-range jumpers, your three-point lines, your things like that. You can see how they shoot. They don't shoot that well from two. They shoot better from three. So that's what they focus on. They're a three-point shooting team, clearly, which, but they're slow. I'm not taking a 32-point spread. I need clear-cut green v red. That is an it. That doesn't do it for me. So moving on, we got Quinnipiac versus Modest. You see this again. Nothing's really standing out. If anything, this is another defensive battle. See, 248 v 105. Defense, 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 slightly, and then defense. Oh, actually, no, that's the offensive one, slightly. Slight offense. That's like 40 spots. It's about slight. Ratings are both defense. Offense ratings are in the 200s. Pace is a little high, though, if I want to take an under here. So under's got to be like 160 for me to even consider it, probably, because look up here. Our totals are 151 and 136. So we have a pretty big window. I guarantee this is in the middle somewhere. It's going to be in the middle. Marist is at 145, right in the middle, of course. This is a pass. We move on. So, Iowa versus UMass Lowell, however you want to say it. 38 v 297. This is a big time Iowa mismatch. This is what we love to see right here. This is a great teaching one here. This versus this. Why? Well, points in the paint, they still, you can tell they're 110. They get 36.8 of their points of their 76 points inside the paint. That's not the free throw line. That's not mid-range. That's not threes. That is literally in the paint. That's your layups and dunks and floaters and whatever. So yeah, they like that. So good stuff. That versus that, they're going to crush. They're going to do well, probably. So, and then they focus heavily on the paint too, but they're average when it comes to shooting the twos, but they're really good defending it too. So both can hit threes. Iowa shuts that shit down. UMass does not. So Iowa, with all their paint scoring, gets great shots from three. Why? They drive, kick it out. Usually get some open threes. Open threes are really nice to hit, and they're very slow. They're methodical. They get a lot of assists. They pass the ball around. That's why they're ranked and they're 10-2. So Iowa being a, what's Iowa's line? Probably 30 at least, I'm guessing. 34.5. See, I was close. Am I going to take 34.5? Let's see. They have been winning their games by an average of 18 points in the last 5. At home, they win their games by damn near 30. So it's a big difference here. They're 9-0 at home. They crush the home teams when they're at home. Away, they lose by 17 on average. They're winning their last few by. How do you have a winning? You're 1-8 on the. Well, they're 5-9. You play some home games there, you can tell. So 34 is a big ass spread. You could take it, but I'm gonna pass. I don't trust that much. The fact that UMass can actually hit some threes, they have some decent offense. I prefer like a big wall of red or orange if I'm only gonna take a 30-point spread. That ain't one of them. That is, I ain't feeling that one. So we move on to Bill and Mary. Oh, Bill and Mary versus Towson. There we go. 12. They are really good at shooting twos. They love shooting inside versus that. Bill and Mary, they're both hot, 8-4, 8-5. This is William Mary all day, right? 2.5 at home. They're at home as well. So home court's usually worth about 2 to 3, depending on the. You get places like Duke, it's worth more than 3 points. Let's be real. You get places like this. Is it even worth 3? It depends on the crowd. And on top of it, school's out right now. So students are not on campus anywhere, I don't think. I mean, they're out until next week. So, I mean, you're going to get some dedicated. All these home gyms are going to be kind of not fully packed, fully staffed, whatever. So defense is bad. That leads Towson for their double defense here. Yeah, that versus that. That leads Towson too. So they both have pretty good opportunities to score from the paint. They both focus on that. They focus more on that. They both have bad defense, depending on it, though. That's funny. They have great three-point defense. They're fast as hell. I don't want to touch this. We're going to pass. We're going to move on. Moving over to Florida and Dartmouth. Now, see, Dartmouth's not good at anything but threes. That's the only thing they focus on in practice is hitting threes, apparently, and that's the one thing Florida sucks at. Florida sucks at three-point line. So literally, that is hilarious how that's mostly green except there, mostly red except there. They cancel out. They swap out. So that versus that. This is, yeah. Florida 36. Dartmouth's going to shoot so many threes that because they don't focus on paint points, you can tell. They're going to focus on threes. Florida's going to give up threes. I'm taking Dartmouth. I think I want to take Dartmouth plus 36.5. They're not bad. Florida's winning their games by 15. 36 is a big-ass spread. And the fact that the one thing they're terrible at is what the one thing Dartmouth does, that actually lines it to a nice thing. So we're going Dartmouth plus 36.5. Now, if this was 28, I would leave it alone. If it was like that, sure. But 36, that's a big-ass spread for a team that can shoot threes. And you know it's easy to just walk down the court, shoot a three all of a sudden, and they're going to hit a good bit of them because they're shooting 40%. and they focus on it. Yeah, give me that. I like that one. Good stuff. Coppin, our friends at Coppin. Oh, Coppin State. They're not really good at anything except cardio. This tells me they're good at cardio, and that's about it because they are just not good at anything. UMBC is good at this, and that's it because Coppin is the second worst defense in the country when it comes to stopping the two. They are 56%. They don't focus that much on it, though. So this is UMBC by anything less than 10, probably. It's 11.5. I'll still take it because Coppin is losing their games by 32 on average. 32 on average. Yeah, give me UMBC. It's only 11.5. I'm down. UMBC minus 11.5. I'll trust. I'll trust them here, no problem. Coppin's one of those teams you just fade. Sorry. Yeah, they're at home. I'm still going to fade the hell of them. Don't care. We're going Youngstown last before we get a break. A lot of light green and a little bit of orange here for Detroit Mercy. Not good. 24 v 246 with 88 points in the paint. You see how that lines up nicely. Yeah, both teams not that fast. Don't have to worry about pace. Both have amazing 3-point defense, and they're actually pretty decent at shooting the three. But the main thing is going to be Youngstown State. This, that. Youngstown, what's the line? 11.5. They're winning their games by 16 last 5. They're winning at home by 25. They're losing by 12. They're losing by 12. No, they're winning by 12. Sorry, they're winning by 12 at last 5. They're actually playing decent. So, but the numbers, net basin, the numbers mean everything. I'm gonna leave Youngstown off. If this, yeah, this is a little concerning. Why are you playing so well? I'm gonna leave that off. Let me get some sip of the little bit of cold brew. So you see how that works. We pulled 3 plays out of that first group of games. Now we have our next group, which is about 10, and then I'm gonna give me another sip of cold brew. It's all good. Good times, right? So we move on. Next up is going to be Michigan versus McNeese. So Michigan, one of the 2, if not the best team in the country. They look amazing. Yeah. They're just amazing right now. And the McNeese they're not bad. McNeese is 10-2, but McNeese is about to run in. They're going to Ann Arbor. No, no. When I see Gonzaga lose by 40 to somebody, that team that beat them by 40 is scary. I don't care. This Gonzaga's a top 10 team. I don't care. Oh man, where's Michigan? Where's this line? 50? 22.5. I'm taking it. I'm sorry. That versus that clear. If you want to break down via matchups, 3v165 with an 18 focus. Yeah, give me Michigan inside. They get stopped there. They get stopped there. 8v165. Bam. They're good at hitting threes. Yeah, I'm taking Michigan 22. Don't care. Michigan minus 22.5. This is one of those ones I'm betting Michigan every game as long as it's an 850. It could. Well, I did take them 40 last week too, or 2 weeks and a half ago. They won by 52 or something like that. It was crazy. So move on. Oh, let's go to Purdue. Purdue's a little up and down on things. So yeah, Kent State. Now Kent State can score. Kent State's fast. They like to run. Purdue does not. So that versus that, there's a lot of Kent State logos here, and this is going to be a very big Purdue spread, probably, right? I'm assuming it is. I assume it is. Where the hell's it at? Purdue. 26.5. See, when I got all this damn green, I instantly want to take Kent State plus 26.5. And I'm going to absolutely take Kent State's one of the fun teams this year. Plus 26.5. Absolutely. People are going to see the number 5 team ranked Purdue. They're winning their games by 14, at home by 20. That's cool. That's against all teams at home. Kent State's 10-2. They're not a bad team. They can score, they can run. I don't care who you play. If you can score and you take shots and you make your shots and everything, you're going to get some points on the board. You're telling me Purdue's going to win this game by 27 points? I'll be shocked if they do. Just saying, I'll be shocked. Kent State plus 26.5 all day. Next. Moving to Michigan State. Yeah, Spartans. Cornell cannot play defense. They can play offense, kind of like the Nuggets in the NBA. They're really good offensively, but their defense is so you can see why they're 6-5. They're if their shots hit, they win. Simple as that. Because the other team is going to score. Only problem is Michigan State is not good offensively. So not from 2. If you can't make 40, if you're 47.7, I can't bet on a team like that. You can't make layups. You can't make a dunk. Hell no. Get off my screen. I don't care what the spread is. I can't bet on teams that can't score. I will always trust an offense over a defense in basketball. If you can score, you can always come back. Basketball's a game of runs, and you got to score to make the runs. So, and finding 5 dudes that all go cold at the same time is hard to do. Somebody's going to get hot. So, let's see. Where are we going next? We just in Michigan. We're going to Vanderbilt now. Vanderbilt. 12-0. 12-0, Vandy. Look at that. 27v208 with a 81 inside focus versus that. Yeah, defense is all leaning Vandy. This is Vandy by 20 probably. This is a good Vandy line. Nothing crazy here. Let's go Vand. So we see it. Where is that? Right there. It is Vandy by 4 40.5. It is New Haven. New Haven's the new school this year. There was 364 last year. Now there's 365. They're the new team. So, but they're not bad. You would think of the new team would be like 0 and 12 right now. No, 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 that ain't them. So, 40 is ridiculous, but I don't trust New Haven. So hell no. Oh no, hell no. Y'all done up and done it. Georgia. Georgia's up next. Georgia's not bad. Number one's Georgia like to run. Georgia fast. Like you take Kent State, then you add some SEC talent, and then make them a little faster. You got Georgia right there all day. Like they're winning by 30 because they're so fast. Now Georgia, I would take by 40 probably because they are going to literally run so much. So Georgia, Georgia, 30.5. Oh yeah, give me Georgia by 30.5. I won't trust Vandy by 40, but I love me some Georgia by 30 here. So UGA minus 30.5. Give me that. I will trust them because mainly 268 defense from 2 when they focus heavily and the number 1 fast breaks. Yeah, they're Long Island likes to run too. Hell, let's see over 176. Hold up now. Let's cook here. That's 188. That's 156. I think I might take the over too. Like, but now Georgia's defense is looking pretty good too. So I'll just say Georgia by 30. I think they do work here. So I would be shocked. The only team they didn't really beat crazy was Georgia Tech a couple weeks ago. That's a rival game. You know how rivalry games are. They're crazy. So, let's go to Murray State. Murray State versus Southern, the Salukis. See, nothing's really, you got some 3-point standouts, that stands out, but this kind of split here. Don't love that. And if it's close, maybe Murray, like a short line, but it's not going to be short, is it? It's going to be 6.5. That is kind of short. Hold up now. It's in Murray. It's at home, so I think I like Murray here by 6.5. I think I like it. Ooh, I think I like it. Murray, if I can spell, M-U-R-R-Y, minus 6.5. I'll take that one. Sure. Yeah, defense, offense, kind of cancel. Ooh, kind of cancels out. Too much cold brew. Oh man, that versus that. Yeah, I'll trust 6. I'll trust 6.5. I'm down for that. Indiana State versus Belmont. No, there's too much closeness here. Push, close, but still leans 3s. That leans double offense. Pace, defense. Nah, I'm not feeling that one. Let's keep it moving to Rutgers versus Delaware. Ew. I can't. Rutgers is so bad. I know they're going to be favored by like 20, and I can't touch. No. Hell no. No. Off my screen. We're not betting bad teams. Fairfield Inner Suites versus St. Peter's. They can't hit 2s. They stop that. God, no. No. Terrible. We skip a bunch because you see trash. When you see trash, you just leave it on the side of the road, right? That's exactly. Lipscomb versus Cincy. Lipscomb, a lot of L logos. Now, obviously, who you played matters a bunch, but they're both 7-5. Cincy being 7-5 is a little shocking. I thought it'd be a little bit better. Kind of like Memphis. I thought that'd be a lot better. Wrong. Clearly, Lipscomb. This is going to be a big Cincy spread, right? How much? 13.5. If that was 20, I'd be taking Lipscomb so quickly, but 13.5 makes me go, They're winning their games by 17. They're winning theirs by 5 at home. It's in Cincy. It's on the road. They're playing so well. I kind of want to, and they're shooting so poorly. I want to take Lipscomb. It sounds crazy, but I kind of want to do it. Lipscomb, ONB, plus 13.5. Give me that. 2 touchdowns. I'm down. Coffee break. All right, so we're moving on. You see how it works. We pulled a few more plays out there, so now we're sitting on a grand total of 8 plays so far. Not bad. We still have we have 4 groups left, so let's get some of them, and we need to make this quicker. So I'm trying to get these videos under 20 minutes. I'm trying, but my God, 58 plays is a lot of plays. We're going to start. Now you see how I'm trying to explain as I go to, which is slowing it down. So you're going to get an idea now. So I'm going to look at things and I'm going to talk it out, but if it doesn't look good, we're passing. We're going to be quick. So that versus that is all day Wright State versus with that in the paint. Absolutely. That cancels. That leans that. I'm not focused on 3. So Wright State potentially WRHHT. If I can get a good line, 3.5 at home against Oakland. They're both 6-7, but you're really good at hitting 3s and you can't stop 3. So you know what? Give me Wright State. State minus 3.5. That's a good line. That's home court plus at an even play. I like that. Good stuff. From there, we're going Bobby Moe. Bobby Moe versus Northern Kentucky. Looks like a crispy fall day. Pass. None of that. Don't want that. It's Cleveland State versus IUND. Ugh. Disgusting. Oh, buddy. No. I'm good. Thanks. Mount St. Mary's versus Iona. That versus that. Sure. but they don't focus heavily. I wish this was higher. I could focus on this more. They want to take threes, and they kind of suck at threes. Stop taking all your threes. What are you doing? You're 4-9 too. How is Iona 9-4? They're playing so bad. See, you get those weird games. Don't make any sense. Ryder versus Manhattan. Moving on. NCAMC versus Wilmington. Defense. Can't hit threes. Defense. This is an under, if possible, if the number makes sense. We're currently sitting on 153 to 130 as our range. Let's see what our total is in the game. So I want to go change this to Wilmington. 144, which is literally in the middle. Great. Pass. You get a lot of those. You see leads under, and then the number doesn't make any sense. So, Charleston is up next. Did we do Cleveland State? Maybe, but maybe not. I don't remember. This is a group of kind of just cheeks, all of his cheeks. Charleston is up next. Let's do Charleston. That's going to be right there. Against Drexel. See, a lot of these you can pass. You can just kind of glance at it and go, oh, no. Let's see. Hofstra versus Campbell. Defense, he cancels. Offense, yes, but then no. 9-4. If I can get Hofstra under 5, sure, but nothing crazy. Hofstra 8.5. Now, see, I said 5, being being cheeky, a little facetious out here. 8.5 though. They're winning their games by 17 in their last 5. They're winning theirs by 12. They're playing, not bad. They're not good on the road, you can tell. So the main thing is this, but they focus so much on the fact they're very, very slow. I'll take Hofstra at home by this. I'll trust Hofstra. Hofstra minus 8.5. That seems like a small line value I can trust. So we'll take them. Moving on. Hampton Inn and Suites, which is right here. Yeah, no. Maybe a slight lean to Hampton, but I just, no, not feeling it. Jack State versus Western Kentucky. Both teams can't hit twos. Defense is good. That leans offense. So they focus on threes. This is going to be one of those, like, run down the court three. Nobody can hit twos. I don't want nothing to do with that. And then Elon is there versus Northeastern. That leans Elon heavily. That leans Elon. That leans threes. So Northeastern has the threes. Elon has the twos. They focus heavily on twos. They focus on threes. Elon would be the play I would take here. So let's go Elon like that. Where's it at? 5.5? Yeah, I'll take Elon 5.5. Sure. I'd much rather trust a team to hit twos and threes any day of the week. So that's it. Next break. Out of that group, we pulled up 3 more. So now we're sitting at a smooth 11 games so far, which is nice. That's usually in our wheelhouse. We get about 15 to 20 a day in these. So just follow numbers, see what makes sense. Yeah. So let's move on. We are in our next group. We have 3 left. We're starting with Mississippi State, which is going to be right here. And ooh, damn. I know Alabama State's terrible, but Mississippi State, what are you doing? Like, that's you all day, but you do not focus inside. You focus on hitting threes, and you can't hit threes. What are you doing? You absolute idiots. Anywho, I move on. Northwestern State versus Lamar. Moving on. UT Rio Grande, right up here, which is UT Rio Grande. Defense, sure, but the only thing New Orleans is not good anymore. I don't want nothing to do with that. Sorry. East Texas A&M. You see, I cover every game, and we just have to get through these games sometimes. So now, see, sometimes you get this where you're like, whoa, wait a minute. SF Austin got some, they got some motion. Okay, let's see. Let's go Austin. Let's see what we got line-wise. 5.5 on the road at East Texas A&M, who lately is terrible. Like, they started off, they're 6-6, sure, but they're terrible lately. At home, I mean, who have you played at home to have an average victory margin of damn near 50 points? Exactly. You ain't played nobody good because you're not good. So you played D3 teams probably. It had to be. So I'll take some SF Austin at home. Even though they're 235, they're still above 50%, and East Texas A&M is giving up 60. So yeah. We'll take SF Austin. Road team SFA minus what, 5.5? Yeah, I'll take 5.5. That sounds like a good discounted line for us. I like that. Let's move. La Tech is up next. Right there. Looking for La. It was Louisiana. Number 1 defense because they're so slow. They do have good rating. They don't give up threes. Twos, but threes locked down. 21% last 5 games on average. That's good. That's crazy good. They make twos, yeah, but they kind of focus on them too. They're very slow game, very under potential game. Let's see. This is UTEP. Let's go find that one. So UTEP versus Yep. 130 is our total. We're sitting on a 140 already, so I'm not going to touch it. And it is La Tech at home by 2.5. Yeah, I'll take the La Tech 2.5. The only bad thing about this method is I don't look at injuries, which is an issue, I know, but hey, whatever. Uh, I follow the numbers. I don't think in college, especially, so I don't know. I should if I looked at injuries for every game, this video would be 3 hours long. So you gotta take the good with the bad. You want injuries or you want every play covered? We're doing every play covered next. So Iowa State's now. Iowa State's up next. Oh, let's see. Iowa State. Oh, we got to scroll. That's right. Iowa State's here versus. See, Iowa State's pretty good. Houston Christian's not. We know this. Iowa State's pretty good. Of course they are. They're number 3. They're undefeated. But come on now. Come on now. Iowa State is going to be favored by 50. 32.5 over Houston Christian. I like that because they're winning by damn near 30, literally 29.4 on the difference. They're losing by 4. Yeah, in every category is Iowa State. That's important. Turnovers are pretty close. Give me Iowa State to absolutely crush this team at home. Absolutely crush. Iowa State. That's 3 plays in a row. Did not plan that, but guess what? It happens. So minus 32.5. Yeah, I'm down. Keep it moving. Let's go. Houston versus Middle Tennessee. Oh, God. Here we go. Here come the big spreads. Houston's favored by what? It's going to be crazy high. I already know it is. Houston versus Middle Tennessee. No, they're not terrible. 7-4. Houston. That's the wrong Houston. That's the right one. 28.5. They're even. They're winning by 24. I don't like how Houston's shooting lately. The Houston's shooting has been kind of this year. So, like, yeah, they're 148. They should be better. You're at number 8 in the country. This should be higher. Sorry. You have nothing in the top 10 except for your points per game because you're so slow. I'm going to leave that alone. I'm not feeling that one. Where are we going next? Stop talking offense. Let's go to Alabama. Yes, Alabama. Yale in Tuscaloosa, huh? It is a 16.5 point spread. They're winning their games by 10 lately, at home by 13, so I don't love that. They're winning theirs by 20. I almost want to take Yale by 16.5 based on these numbers. That cancels out. That leans Yale. That leans Yale. That cancels out. I know it's Bama. I know it's 14. They want to run. I know this, but damn. How can I go against a team that in the last 5 games are winning by 22 points and I got a 16.5 point cushion? Yeah. Sorry, Bama. Give me Yale. Yale plus 16. Yale. What the hell? That's hype. Plus 16. No, 16.5. I'll trust. Man, they're smart. Don't keep it close. They'll figure it out. Give me Yale. One more. Arkansas. I'm going to get me more coffee because, as you can tell, I need all the coffee in the world. I feel like I'm talking faster because of the coffee. Arkansas is playing terrible from 2. I can't trust that. Coffee. Okay. We have 18 games left. I pulled 3 out of that last group, so now I have a grand total of 15 plays so far, so not bad. Let's go ahead and see. We got 18 games left. I assume probably 5 or 6 more plays. There is some absolute garbage coming up, though, so Northern Iowa's up first. Let's see what we got. Northern Iowa right there. And I don't like how they're shooting twos already. I don't like that. Against Valpo, don't love that. Moving on. Let's see what we got from there. So we did Arkansas. We got Bradley versus Evansville. Defense. So this is maybe defense, but then they're fast. I don't take unders with high tempo teams, high pace. I don't like that. So next, sorry. Well, let's look at. Well, I don't like how they're shooting twos. Their offense is not doing well, but they have won 6 in a row, so they're winning by 16. I'm curious on this one. Bradley 12.5. I don't. Their defense ain't bad, so no, they probably cover, but I don't. Not loving it. Ole Miss versus Alcorn is just a shit show for everybody involved, so that's a no. Yeah, Alcorn's not good. Alcorn's played 10 road games of 11 games, and for all I know, that win was they're 1-0 at home and they're 0-10 on the road. Love that. Love that for them. Let's see. LSU versus Southern Miss. Yeah, you would think LSU 11-1. Yeah, there's a reason why they're not ranked. They're not that good when it comes to stats. Yeah, they're 11-1, sure, but I wouldn't bet them. No. I got lucky that one time I bet them by 8.5 and they went to overtime with the team and they won by 9 in overtime. Somehow, some way. Miraculous is what it was. So Texas A&M. Here, both teams pretty good at offense. Okay. Prairie View looks like they oh my God, both top 10 in pace. Both like this. Oh my God. Texas A. Not that one. Now that one. 174. Are you sure? You sure about that? 190, 155. It's a big ass range, but when you got 2 pace teams, I want to go over. And it's 30-point spread. Yeah, 174. Gimme. You don't see many top 10 paces versus each other. I like that. So over 174.5. We're gonna run, baby. Let's run. Good stuff. Take that one. Let's move on to Oklahoma. What the window seeing on the play? Oh my God, Mississippi. I think we found the worst team in the country lately. Remember, 365 is the worst you can get. We got 1, 2, 3. That's about it. So still not good. Oklahoma by how much? Oh, I'm about to say 44.5. Big ass spread. You're losing they're losing by 35 on average. Now you're facing Oklahoma, who's 9-3. It's 44.5. That's a big ass spread. I'm gonna take it. This might be it's a profit center right here. Mississippi Valley State might just be auto cash every single time they play. Because yeah, especially when you have great matchup on what you do. Yeah, this is gonna be Oklahoma by 44 now. This is the highest spread I've taken in 2 years. 2 years. I'm taking Oklahoma. Now I took Houston by 40 last month, but still 44.5. That's a big one, but they look at the matchup. Look at the matchup. Beautiful, beautiful. Oh baby, sewer rat time. Sewer rats, let's go versus Purdue, Fort Wayne, Mastodons. Can't bet on sewer rats. Really, what do you mean? Milwaukee's the Panthers. No, they're not. That's a sewer rat. I don't care. Oh, love it. So can't bet on them though. Sad. I wish I could. I wish they were better. So I would love to root for them, but I can't do it. So Oklahoma State versus Bethune-Cookman. And Bethune just ain't cooking nothing because that is terrible. I mean, they're not that much better either. They're 11-1, but they can shoot. And that's about all they can do. But they do focus inside, which is nice. It is 20. It's a 19.5 point spread. They're winning by 5. I don't love that. So much. I don't love that so much. They should handle this. Let's do it. Okay, State minus 19.5. If you don't cover this, I'm gonna be upset. The one thing you're good at is they're terrible at. Yeah, you should be good. Let's keep going. TCU's last. Jackson State's pretty terrible. I told you it was the cheeks coming. Here are the cheeks. Here are the cheeks. TCU is a 32.5. Oh my God. I don't know. They're not shooting well enough. They're too slow. I can't trust that. One more break and then we're done. All right, last 9 games. We're sitting at a nice 18 plays so far. So a lot of plays today. It's a lot of games today. So, and we follow the numbers. That's what we do right here. So Utah Valley is up next. Utah Valley, 14v179. They shoot inside. It looks pretty good. They're both 10-3 though. Both 10-3. What's the line looking like here? Well, UVU 7.5. I feel like I took UVU and they absolutely shit the bed like last month one time. But you know what? I'm gonna run it back. It's only 2.5. Give me 7.5. Ooh. They're winning by 21. Yeah, let's take UVU. UVU minus 7.5. I'm down for that one. Let's move on. From UVU, we're heading over to UT Arlington for Tarleton. Tarleton's better on the road, but I don't love the setup. Tarleton is a 2.5 point dog as well. All the shooting lines up. No. Let's go A&M Corpus Christi versus Nichols. Number 1 defense from 2 versus that. That versus that. That both leads A&M. CC. What's the line? What's the spread? 5.5, huh? Not feeling it. You don't bet on bad games. You don't have to bet on bad games. Arizona versus South Dakota State. Arizona, yeah, it's Arizona by what? By how many? How many hundreds of points? 33.5. South Dakota State's losing. They're winning by 3. They're winning by 28. That's too high for it to take Arizona, but not high enough to take South Dakota State, I think. I can't trust 33 because Arizona could win this game by 35 easily. It could be 95-60 final. Easily could be. Minnesota versus FDU. That is disgusting. That's just like a fruitcake. That's just too much. No. Utah Tech versus Southern Utah. Again, same situation. Got a little bit of green, but not enough for me to really care about it. Auburn versus Washington. Auburn looks terrible. It's almost like they shouldn't have just made the son the head coach. It's like they should have had a real coaching search. Crazy idea, I know, right? But whatever. Queens can shoot inside. Auburn's favored by how much? 24? That tells you, like, this should be 30. If it was 30, I'd say, or 28, I'd take Queens, but I can't trust this. I can't trust that at all. Did I skip somebody? Oh, Drake. How to forget Drake? Started from the bottom, now we go. Drake and Illinois State. Well, I skipped it for a reason. They don't look good. And lastly, we got Washington and Utah. Nah, I'm good there too. So we pulled one more game out the fire that gives us a whopping 19 plays. Believe it or not, it's crazy. So let me go get you a challenge question. All right, challenge time. And as you know, we're doing a giveaway on Wednesday. Today's Monday. So you see I've ramped up the questions. The entries a good bit here the last couple days. Today's 10. It's been 5 in the last few days, but it's 10 now because I'm making the questions extra hard. So basically, we're gonna look at the spreadsheet. So we're not spreadsheet, we're gonna schedule. What I'm thinking for this one is I want to know if a ranked team loses, because there's 13 ranked teams playing. They're all at home, it looks like. I believe everybody's at home. If one loses, and if so, you need to tell me which one loses and why. That's all I need to know. So basically, which upset are you calling? You got to call your shot on some upsets. So if you call the upset and you get it right, boom, 10 bonus entries. If you're wrong, you still get 1 for entering. So, hey, good stuff. So you see there's one. How many are there for real? Let's count. We got Arizona, we got Arkansas, we got Alabama, we got Houston, we got Iowa State, we have Georgia, Vandy, Michigan State, Purdue, Michigan, Florida, Iowa, and you can't say no upset. No. You gotta pick an upset. So there is a chance where you don't get anything, where all the favorites win. This one, I'm just make it a little more fun though. So pick an upset, whichever one you want, for ranked team. Pick somebody in Illinois. Don't forget them too. Pick a upset. Type out why you think they get upset. If you're right, 10 entries. How's that? Is that simple enough? Kind of. You got like 1 in 13 shot. So hey, good deal. That's it. We're done. Let's look at tomorrow. Tomorrow is going to be gambling. Rhymes with gambling. Let's see. We got North Kakalaki. We got Tennessee, Nebraska, Louisville on the road, huh? Okay. Not that many games. So yeah, I'll be back tomorrow. We'll talk about this stuff. Go check out Better Bay if you want the spreadsheets for all the games, typed out list of plays, or you just want to go and join the chat. It's all there. I appreciate being here. I'll see you tomorrow. Peace.